Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. This is Sunday Politics on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimaloye here in Abuja. Tonight, we begin with the storm stirred by the Afari interview on this program on Friday, where Senator Ali Ndume did not hold back in his criticism of President Bola Tinubu's media team, accusing the spokesperson of misrepresenting the president's intentions and coming after him, particularly regarding recent appointments and the worsening security situation in the country. The senator from Borno South questioned the competence of those tasked with communicating the government's policies, warning that their failure to effectively engage with the public could erode confidence in the presidency. His comments have since triggered a flurry of responses. He mentioned names and went after them, calling them, for example, guard dog, across the political circle and social media, with many demanding clarity and accountability from both the administration and its spokesperson. Tonight, we'll bring you a right of reply as we are joined live by one of President Tinubu's special advisors, Mr. Daniel Bwala. He will be responding directly to Senator Ndume's criticisms and speak to the broader questions of public perception, strategic communication, and the policies of this administration and the direction on issues of security and governance. In another development, drawing significant attention, the United States District Court for the District of Columbia has ordered several top U.S. law enforcement agencies to release confidential records on President Bola Tinubu linked to what is being described as a, quote, purported federal investigation in the 1990s. Judge Beryl Howell ruled on Tuesday that withholding such information from the public is neither logical nor plausible, granting partial summary judgment to U.S. citizen Aaron Greenspan, who filed the suit under the Freedom of Information Act in 2023. The ruling mandates agencies including the FBI, DEA, IRS, and the CIA to process and potentially release documents pertaining to the president. In response, the Nigerian presidency has downplayed the implications of the order, dismissing it as a non-issue aimed at steering political controversy. Presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga maintained that there is no criminal conviction against President Tinubu in the U.S., urging the public to focus on governance rather than, in his words, quote, digging up old distractions. Meanwhile, the presidency has also reacted to the emergence of campaign posters and billboards bearing President Tinubu's image and slogans suggestive of a 2027 re-election bid. The development, which has been cited in parts of Abuja, has raised questions about premature politicking barely a year into the administration, about 2 years rather into the administration, and responses to the presidency has categorically disowned those posters, labeling them unauthorized and the work of overzealous supporters or mischief makers. Mr. Daniel Bwala, the special advisor to the president on policy and governance communication, is live for us here in the studio. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Your very good brother and friend, Senator Ali Ndume, came after you. I'm wondering what exactly, maybe both of you, if you trace it, perhaps maybe you have some blood relation. And no, you're from the same senatorial district, and your local government isn't too far from his
local government.
Yes, so, and I'm wondering what exactly the issues. But before we get into that, the reaction, and I know that the presidency has reacted to this issue. The court order was on Tuesday, relating to the records of the President Tinubu when he was in the U.S. in Chicago, and there are a lot of issues relating to the FOI probe. I mean, the investigation that those records should be released. If this happened, the court has granted these agencies and instructed them to do so. Don't you think it's going to have some implication on the reputation of Nigeria's #1 citizen?
There's actually no issue in this thing. It is the opposition and probably members of, the way the media interpreted it. If you read the judgment, what the court said was, first of all, the court even dismissed the idea of joining CIA and said that CIA didn't have any file, didn't have any issue for which it should be joined in the first place. With respect to the FBI and DEA, the court said that in case, because already documents have been released for long, he says, in case you think from the exempt There are documents that are yet to be released. Come on the 2nd of May and talk to us so we can determine whether or not they are valid application before the court. So there is nothing actually in what was published, the ruling of the court, that is new. Everything has been in public domain for ages. But you know, the opposition will want to feast on it because in the absence of better idea, that is the only thing they can cling on to, in the hope that they will probably misinterpret the public. Nothing at all, nothing new.
And you know what the optics are? And these are relating to President's record of how he had money, because the inference were that there were drug dealings which related to wealth and some monies, and how a certain amount of money was confiscated. These have heavy implication on the reputation, on the optics.
Like I told you, it's a non-issue. The court said, if you have any information that you think should be released, come on the 2nd of May. So let's wait for the 2nd of May, because there is actually nothing that they are seeking for which has not been released. And it's a non-issue. I mean, it is intended to create unnecessary conversation as if there is an issue on the table. Nothing at all. So we don't want to even
the reason
give
why
them
I'm
the
asking the issue of optics, and because he's number one citizen, and in any case, whatever that is done outside of this crime, the president has immunity. For criminal prosecution and all that. But the fact remains that this is the number one citizen. It carries the nation, the identity of this country. He's supposed to be the number one marketer of this country. If there are records from the United States connoting or inferring issues of drug dealing, issues of underhand dealings, monies through drugs, don't you think it's going to damage the image of the country? That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah,
you know you're an image maker.
Yes, but it is fictitious, right? We deal with facts before the court, and we deal with substance. As of today, the substance of the matter is that the court dismissed the application to join CIA and say, with respect to the FBI, records have been released before, which you know. But if you think there is any other one that has not been released, come on the 2nd of May. And I can guarantee you can write it and then report it on that day. The court will come to a finding that there is nothing new. Everything has been released. It's not even a subject of conversation. I'm just being honest.
What about the things? No. What about the ones that have been released? The issues that have been debated, which caused a lot of campaign matter.
It was litigated, and the Nigerian people, after listening to everything, voted for him. Shaun, I came to reply to Ndume. Very soon you will say your time has gone.
Which we will do. Which we do. Of course, you know, when we invited you for a right of reply, these issues were not there. And I'm raising it with you because they are also very important issues. The other part that I would like you also to speak to is the issue of the campaign billboards. These are members of your party, isn't it? And
I am not in a position to tell whether it is members of our party or not. I have even more reason to believe it can be mischievous. But for whatever it takes, we who believe in law and order, and we are focused on what we are doing, which is delivering on the promise, we felt that there is no need to distract from any conversation around 2027. The only set of people that are busy about 2027 are the coalition for a wild goose chase. The people that went to Buhari and wanted to misrepresent their visit. And President Buhari said, I want this conversation to be in camera. I don't want it to be anything closed door, so that Malam Nasir Rufadu should not go and say, I'm joining SDP or PDP. That is the fact as they are, you know. So they are the ones that are busy with activities.
You're a politician now. You were not before, but now you are one.
I've always been a politician for long.
So the question, does that bother your principal?
No, it does not. As you
or maybe he doesn't even want a re-election, maybe.
Our principal is focused on doing what needs to be done to put the Nigerian people in a better footing. Our principal believes in putting Nigeria in place. That is why he took the decision that no politician in 1999 till the time he took the decision was bold enough to do it. But he felt instead of putting politics ahead of governance, I will do what needs to do. There is no point for us to dance and jump, and then our children and our children's children will be paying for the untold hardship that has happened over a period of time. He's focused on that. And all of us under him, we've been dragged. Sometimes, when people call us to talk about 2027, we decline. Because it is not yet time. When it is time, we will talk. Nigerians will listen. The coalition of a wild goose chase don't even have a plan not to talk of whether they have an alternative
you see
plan.
those persons, Atiku Abubakar, Tambuwal, former governor of Benue State, Nasser El-Rufai. These are people who understand the game very well.
Are they a clap of thunder out of a blue sky or kids in the block? They have been around.
They've been. That's the question.
So have they?
It should bother you, don't you think?
No, not at all. You know what is bothering me?
Yeah.
How to put the Nigerian people in better footing and look at the future of Nigeria. There is this. That's why I call it coalition for a wild goose chase. What are they chasing? They are just okay. Take for example. I don't want that distraction. I came to reply Ndume. This coalition that you are talking about, do they even belong to a party? This one say come to my own. This one say come to my own. This one say we are this. That is why they are doing everything possible to clinch to anything that has to do with President Buhari, because they feel by doing that they will push an uptick. And I'm glad the way he gave them a pushback. Who else? Where else? Where are they going? Where are they coming from?
But you hear that the CDC bloc of the APC are considering an exit.
Considering? Have they considered?
Well, they met with the former president.
They never told President. In fact, Buhari said, I am a committed member of APC and I'm in fully support of the government.
But this line of the conversation came up. I remember that I had this conversation prior to the APC coalition that came into APC, became APC coalition in pre-2014. And that's how the PDP dismissed it. No, it will not.
Yes, but I'll tell you the difference.
Yeah.
A pre-2015, it is the association of like minds with better alternative. What was the alternative at the time? They felt that there was waste in government that it needed for redirection. The nation was ravaged by insecurity. Nigerian people were fed up with that government. So they came with a clear-cut mission, vision, and statement. This coalition is association to grab power.
Yeah.
That's why you see Peter Obi over there will say, oh, it is something that we will deliver, and we will not join anybody. Then tomorrow he says he's considering joining. As for my senior brother, El-Rufai, I mean, what he's doing is good. He call it ping pong, you know. When he came and he thought he would move all of them to SDP, and then His Excellency Lamido, so they say, hey, hold on. This PDP made you minister twice. This PDP gave you what you have, and you want to drag us there. We're not going anywhere. Come back here. And then he went there and started fighting that the secretary of that party must be removed. Sheun, I still insist, Ndume is lucky that you are distracting me from what brought me here to reply to Ndume.
Let's begin with the Ndume's conversation. But when the president said he's going to be away for 2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear about the social media conversation around whether he's receiving the medical treatment in France?
This, you know, the phone, was he stretched?
Did you see it?
No, there is, see, the social media is a presence. Sometimes in social media, somebody will be tweeting. You don't even know who the person is. It can be somebody having mental health somewhere, but you just see that information is on the media.
So there's no iota of truth.
There has never been, and there is no trip the president makes.
The president's trips to France is not related to medical.
Have you not seen him receiving people in the US? I mean, there have been information about him receiving.
Is it yes or no? You could go see a doctor.
The president did not go to see a doctor. He was on a working visit, and we have been publishing his activities. All
right, let's get to
Ndume is lucky tonight.
Let's begin with your senior brother, because you are just 50, he's 67.
Yeah, he's a villainous exploiter.
Why do you call him that kind of name?
Because that better describes who he is. But let me give you a perspective. Ndume and I have been wonderful in the sense that through his struggles, when Saraki was dealing with him, Ndume came for me for help. And I played my part supporting him because he's a senator from my district. Much later, when he wanted to become Senate president, Ndume sent somebody ahead of his coming to speak to me. Honorable Kumalia is alive. That he wants to come and see me. He wants my support for his emergence as a Senate president. I said, no problem. He came to my chambers and sat for 2 hours waiting for me. And that's how the relationship with. There is no record anywhere I've ever had problem with Ndume until 10th of January 2014, when I met with Mr. President. Everything changed. He started going about telling people that they want to replace him with me in Southern Borno. because he couldn't get access to see the president. He will go to the TV house, he will go to this one, he will speak about me, hold meetings and the rest. Now, this is a senator whom has been a lawmaker for the past 22 years. 4 years as a House of Rep member, 16 years or thereabout as a senator. 120,000 of his people are in Cameroon as IDPs. During this period, Ndume has served as a majority leader and also Senate Chair, Committee on Defense and Army. He has never done anything to bring his people back from Cameroon. This is a senator, if you want, I can give you the monies that have come to Southern Borno in form of a project. There is no single project in the Southern Borno. This is a senator who knows his primary assignment is lawmaking and oversight. He has never had a bill passed. He has never. 90% of his bill, 90% of his bill, they don't even get to reach second reading. They will be dismissed, not to talk of bringing it for debate. He goes about parading that says the bill that brought about the Northeast Development Commission, he was one that sponsored, and it's a lie. It is Senator Nyako. This is a senator, if you go to Southern Borno, there is not a single thing he has done. I mean single in the literal sense, not even...
Would that be fair? For all the years that he has been in the National Assembly?
That's what I'm telling you.
We've seen him tour that senatorial district.
Let me even tell you.
Reaching out to the people.
Reaching out, doing what? Look at all that has come to his constituency.
The pictures there.
Okay, look at... So is that going to visit people there? Is that a project? Monies have gone to that place in form of a project. I can forward them to you. Not a single one. Even the borehole he said he opened, the boreholes are dried. This is a senator who's stuck in trade. Is the cause, strife, and division. So this is what he does. Anytime he's going to be called upon to account for his time in the National Assembly, he will look for a national issue and distract by trying to portray himself as a populist, as somebody who is an advocate for the people who are going through trouble. Have you ever seen Ndume in any protest? Have you ever seen Ndume participated in any activity that suggests he cares for the young people? That's why I say it's a villainous exploiter. Look at that definition. Wicked manipulator. That's what it means. And look at National Assembly, for example. For all of this period he has been in the National Assembly, he has not contributed anything. He has served in positions that he had the capacity and opportunity to do good. He has always been a nuisance to any Senate, whether 9 Senate, 10 Senate, 11 Senate, whatever it is, he has been a nuisance. He was the Director General for Senator Akpabio. Few weeks after Akpabio emerged, he wanted something he didn't get. He became a persona non grata in the National Assembly. This Senator Natasha, she's not up to 2 years. But what she has done in her constituency is more than what Ndume has done for 22 years. But I challenge him to come and tell you what he has done.
Mr. Buhala, you wanted to be senator, the same seat that Senator Ndume under the SDP, but you lost, and he said, look, you don't even have that. You are a paperweight, a featherweight when it comes to politics in Borno State.
First of all,
that you have your eye. I mean, he says, look, your matter is not something to discuss.
Yeah, that is what you would do, like the meeting he has had. But let me tell you today, Senator Ndume has never participated in any primaries. It has always been a handout. Handout like that. What primaries has ever participated? Secondly, it has always been the incumbent governor of Borno that would deliver him in the final election. He doesn't even go around these places during the election. He will hide behind the governor in all of the visits. The last 2023, he went to his village. He was stoned. I challenge him to come to your TV and tell you. Look at the way he is using the sensibility of his own people. He is supposed to be coming to the national television talking about President Abe, help us. We bring our people from Cameroon. That's what he does. He is busy trying to create a problem between the vice president and the governor. What he does in Southern Borno, anytime he wants our Kanuri brothers to help him, he goes to them and says, the Southern Borno people don't want to help him because he's a Muslim. He gets their sympathy. When tomorrow he does something they don't like, he comes back to Southern Borno. He said, these Kanuri people, they don't like me because I am working for you people and my mother is a Christian. This religious card is what he has been doing. If you bring him out and say, Senator Ndume, thank you for all the noise in the nation. Can you tell us in concrete terms one thing you have done or you're doing in the southern Borno. Now he's even gathering people somewhere. It's a movement for the agitation for power to be zoned to the southern Borno so that he will become a governor. House of Assembly member from his constituency has done better than him. House of Rep member from his constituency has done better than him. If you take away his noise, Ndume is a persona non grata anywhere.
The bone of contention which brought all of this is whether or not the president has been nepotistic about his appointment. Now, which the presidency has been struggling to respond to. We saw the statement from the SGA.
I would answer, but look at Ndume. He tells you the president is nepotistic. How is there any nepotistic greater than one man from a senatorial district saying he will stay as a senator forever? Are there not others?
But we've seen that in the U.S. that look at the former speaker.
So those ones are impactful. Now, if he's saying, okay, look at it, another one. He gets job for his children and very close people, Central Bank, NNPC, and juicy places. But for the children of the poor, he sent them into army. He sent them into custom. He sent them into those places. If you look around him now, not a single person he has empowered. Not to talk of politically, has he been able to raise protege? Has he had one constituency meeting? What senators do is that they go back to their respective places and engage with the people.
But it came up with a list to say, look, the engine block of the president's economic team is driven by people around the president, Lagos and Ogun, axis of the Southwest, which he thinks is dangerous not only for the politics but also for our nation, against the federal character principle.
You see, a villainous exploiter does that. He thinks by pushing this narrative, he will gaslight the government. What does the Constitution provide for the governors? If you look at Section 14, we'll talk about the principles of federal character. And the principles of federal character is clearly seen in the administration of President Bola Tinubu. Is there, from his state where he comes from, there is a minister. Except if he's saying he doesn't believe or he doesn't trust in that minister from that state. From his state, district where he comes from, there's a special advisor to the president on policy communication. Except if he's saying he doesn't believe. From his own village, that is the chairman of NNPC. And I can go round and round and talk about that. He has been wanting access to see the president as well. He identifies people and keeps back, gaslighting.
But does it take away the fact that you look at the economic engine block of the nation there are criticism against the Buhari government that most of the major security appointments were from a region of the country, and the consideration about the strong political appointment relating to the economy seems to have been from those within and around the president, Lagos and Ogun axis. If you may be able to respond clearly to that. And he gave a list of which we were able to show on the television.
No, he didn't. He wasn't even able to, what he keeps saying, Yoruba, Yoruba. This is how divisive he is. Because he wants to push an agenda where he will call somebody from Kwara or somebody from Kogi to say they are Yoruba. He won't say so number from Kogi or Kwara. He will say Kwara, Yoruba. He will say this place, Yoruba. And he's supposed to be...
Has the president been fair?
The president, see...
With facts...
Let me tell you.
And analysis. Has the president been fair, especially in the area of economy?
Let me tell you.
And those who drive those sectors, they are majorly, from the list that he dropped, show that these are majorly from the Lagos and Ogun axis.
So if he's saying that, go and check the list of appointees under Buhari. On the economy, majority of them are from the Southwest. So his talk go to no issue.
So you're saying that the president is right to have, had more people within that sector in one.
Let me give you a good scenario. Where in this country is most hit by insecurity? The northern Nigeria. The chief of defense staff, the minister of defense, substantive, and the minister of state. Where are they from? It's strategic. If you send somebody from another part of Nigeria to deal with insecurity, you go about destroying all these insurgents, they can read meanings to it. Secondly, where are the bases for the commercial nerves of this country? In southern Nigeria. It makes sense to put people who have the understanding of that place. I'm just saying, in terms of general spread of the appointment, we have over 7,000 appointments to be given. Even ambassadors have not been released. many more people are going to come into government.
Your colleague Sunday Dare pushed out a few lists, but there are errors in it.
Yeah.
And it's been withdrawn, and he said he was going to release an updated one. Well, we've not seen any updated one.
It will be released.
Which show that this government needs more clarity and transparency.
I'll give you an example.
In the manner in which the communication.
There are appointments that comes from the office of the SGF. There are appointments that ministers make. There are appointments that comes from the presidency. And there are certain appointments that even come from agency heads. If you are going to have to collate them together, you need time. But in terms of spread, the president has been fair because there are many more appointments that are yet to be released. But the point I'm telling you is that the issue of appointment is actually not the issue. Let me tell you today, and I want everybody to hear, especially the chairman of All Progressive Congress, Senator Ndume's spirit and soul is with the coalition. It is his body that is in APC.
Really?
Yes.
One leg in APC, one leg in PDP.
He is already going. He did that during his time when Senator Governor Alimodu Sheriff felt that he was not performing and he wasn't going to support him. That's how he moved to the PDP. But before moving to the PDP, he continued to meet with them. Meanwhile, he was there as a snitch. He was giving intelligence and information to the other side. Now, why I say the national chairman has to be very careful and also looking very well is that he's dog whistling for these people. It is better like the way El-Rufai did. He just said, I am leaving. You will give more honor and credit to El-Rufai that he didn't feel he can stay and be a snitch and left than this one who claims. Because to him, from a strategic point of view, if I stay and I keep shooting, Nigerian people will say, this one is even a member of the party. But his head is empty.
How do you
as far as issue of national issues?
How do you think your principal, the president, should best manage Ali Ndume? Since you think that he's disruptive in his activity.
I doubt if he even knows of the existence and activities of Ali Ndume. I'm just being honest.
President Tinubu may not know. But the president went to his daughter's wedding.
Yeah, that's a precedent.
So why, if he doesn't know, he said to me on this program that the president saw him and said, you can come and see me. Let's find time.
And he goes everywhere telling people he's closer to the president than them. You see, he cries like a baby, like a toddler. Let me tell you, with respect to the issue of access to the president, we have to work with order. National Assembly leadership said all schedules to meet with the president should be coordinated with their leadership. He is supposed to be fighting the National Assembly every day. If he doesn't call this aide of Mr. President, he call this another person, and he's supposed to be an elder statesman. Even coming here using very bad word against somebody, he's supposed to be. If you call him out, he sent his people to be issuing death threat.
You get death threats?
The other time that I called him out, I got death threat. Because he believed.
Are you worried you get one now?
I'm worried. But let me tell you this. You see, Ali Ndume in crisis economy is like Dangote and Otedola in private sector economy. Ali Ndume thrives in crisis economy. He brags about it. I have boys. I can do that. That is his stock in trade. And what you see, the reputation of Ali Ndume before today in the eyes of Nigerians is what? Somebody who has linked with Boko Haram. But anytime you stand and speak against government, naturally, you will have people who come behind you. And
but he said, focus on the message and not the messenger. And he predicted that if he says anything, that some of you are going to come after him. And it does look like whatever Ali Ndume saw is happening. He mentioned that there is failure in handling security in his home state of Borno, and the governor has also voiced that. He also talked about appointment, and he said, look, this government that he also belongs to as a political party has not done very well in this area and this area. But if he says something, that the president's spokesperson will come after him. That doesn't look like it.
That is one of the tendencies of the villainous exploiter. What they do is that they craftily come around it. Now, when you hear the message and forget about the messenger, is where the messenger has pure motive. If the messenger has an agenda, the messenger and the message are part of what you will consider. Secondly, the governor of Borno is doing his best to deal with insecurity. Very honorable man. Even the governor of Borno never indicted the government. He is saying that from the way Boko Haram insurgent is coming here and there, if something is not done, they might resurge again. Fair comment.
But does it feel like this government under Tinubu is intolerant to voice of dissent? You heard what Professor Wole Soyinka said. And he also said that some of you come after the likes of Wole Soyinka, even in the ban
he lied. Shehu, let me, before I forget, he lied. I have never talked about Wole Soyinka Obasanjo, or Martin Kuka. You see, Ndume with respect is a pathological liar. He loves lies. Go to Borno State and ask people in Borno State. He lies with his eyes open, an elder. And he knows that. But villainous exploiter, what they do is they study the psychology of people. They manipulate.
But the question is that this government, the criticism against this government is that is very intolerant to voice of dissent. They come after those who criticize them.
I disagree with that. You know why? I can be counting here people till we sleep who are vociferous against government. They are very vicious against government. Government has not even taken care to look at them. But you must know, I'm a lawyer. This freedom of speech you're hearing is still confined within the ambits of the law. If in the exercise of your freedom of speech you commit a crime, there is a penalty for that. We cannot say because you're exercising freedom of speech, you will commit a crime and you will go free.
On a final note, Mr. Buala, how would you react or your principal handle what has become a bad political management of very strong politicians in the APC who are angry, who feel being pushed outside, and they are growing in their numbers? And we're getting into the second year of this government. In the next 1.5 years, it's going to be more difficult for this government to be able to politically stand on its feet, considering the heavyweights who are angry on the inside. It does look like there's an implosion in the APC. On your final note,
the party has been busy listening and dealing with cases as they come. Very mature and responsible people in the party who express their grievances are being approached and talked with, either directly by the party leadership of the party, leadership of the National Assembly or government. The president is a collaborator. He believes in dialogue. The president has not taken any step, has not said anything that will invalidate the wishes of the people. But you must understand that a political party of numbers and people, all interests cannot be the same. Sometimes, if you're also considering others who've never been considered before, people might feel bad. So, but look at all of them who are very mature in the way they're handling issues until the villainous exploiter came and decided that he would be their vocal cavity, jumping from one TV station to the other when he should be dealing with constituency matter. And let me tell you, on a last note, recently, our people, Southern Borno, talking about issue of whether I have grassroots or not. Southern Borno Stakeholders Forum, only 4 or 5 days ago, organized for the first time in the history of Southern Borno a dinner to award members. Justice Ibrahim Auta, retired, former Justice, Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, General Buratai, Betara, distinguished people from our place were honored. He didn't make it because they couldn't see anything in Southern Borno to point at. He couldn't make it. He was not eligible. Did you make it? I was honored. I was honored. So you think you are seen in better light than your senator? Exactly, because we are looking at meaning and quality, not name. Would you run for Senate? I'm not interested. That's what I'm telling him. If your principal asking like a dog, if your principal asking you to run, would you run? The principal is not talking about election. He's talking about governance. All right. Daniel Boala, thank you so much. Special advisor to President Tinubu. Thanks so much indeed. Yeah, when next you see villainous exploiter, please tell him I'm not running. Let his blood pressure stop rising. All right, both of you have to settle this cause. But that's the right of reply of Daniel Boala to Senator Ndume. We'll take a break, everyone. But when we return, I will be joined by Mr. Nicholas Ukachukwu, who is the APC governorship candidate in Anambra State. He says he's being a godfather over the years, but this time around, there is no godfather any longer. He also wants to be the father himself. Nicholas Ukachukwu is next on the program, everyone. Join us again. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. It has been a week, isn't it, since Nicholas Ukachukwu emerged as the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Nicholas Ukachukwu will now emerge to fly the party's ticket at the November 8, 2025 governorship election. He polled 1,455 votes to defeat his closest rival, Valentine Ozigbo, who scored 67 votes. John Bosco scored 26 votes, and Edoze Madu scored 8 votes, while invalid votes were put at 26 in the primary election, which began sometimes on the Friday, and the results were later announced the following day. Mr.
Mr. Ukachukwu says he has been playing Godfatherism, but now he wants to be the father himself of the father. No more Godfather. Nicholas Ukachukwu, APC Governor candidate, is live with me here in our studio. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on
nice
your emergence.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
How did you emerge? There are a lot of people who see you as a deep pocket. They thought that you had all of the delegates in your pocket in some ways. Was that the case?
Well, Shehu, that's actually a bit laughable because what people follow our track record. They know that among those that love Anambra State, Ukachukwu is among the top that loves Anambra State. Some of the things that government could not do, Ukachukwu have done it for them. So they are coming from the point that they want APC to win. And then I'm also to thank Mr. President, who gave us the level playing ground for us to go and show ourselves to our people, not what normally happened that he would say, oh, this is the person that we want. He just was a father indeed who gave us the opportunity that we should be fair.
No, it was even said that you are the president's candidate.
Unfortunately, that's even not right. And then the national chairman of the party also, who is a title holder in Igbo land, also maintained that it must be free, it must be fair. And then being free and fair, it means taking the election to the people. When you take election to the people, you'll be able to weigh your options on time. And then instead of going all the way and then realize actually, oh, that's what it is, not what it is, and then you can be able to withdraw. The president was very free and very fair, and his word is that I want a primary and a number state that everyone will see and then believe that APC means to make democracy to work in Nigeria.
How much in any way did you give to the delegates?
Oh, wow, it's about goodwill, not about money. It's about goodwill.
Really?
Yeah, about goodwill.
Those votes, I mean, because the margin was so much. I mean, look at Valentine Ozigbo. Valentine Ozigbo was the candidate of the PDP. He's not in any way a lightweight. You defeated him with more than 1,600 and something votes. That is huge. You couldn't have been able to do that with just mere people believing in you. Do you think?
Okay, you see, the local government Valentine Ozigbo comes from has about 100 delegates. He got 67 votes. So there's possibility that most of his kinsmen voted for him. But question you should also ask, showing us, outside his local government, who does he know? It's not about whether you just buy form to run.
Can you say that about someone who flew the flag of one of the biggest political parties in this country, and PDP had run Anambra State at some point? Valentine Ozigbo is very close to Peter Obi, and then, I mean, he has connections in Anambra State.
Okay, there's something that you should also understand. Running an election with P2B is different from running the election as Valentine Ozigbo. They are two different things. And if Valentine was so popular in as much as we're in the same party, I might not make him a discussion because that's actually the issue. But it's a different thing entirely running the election as himself. And then what also you should consider also that if actually was that popular in PDP, why did he leave PDP? Because PDP is not controlled by them. When he came and ran an election with P2B, P2B was in PDP trying to run with Atiku, if you remember. And then when it didn't work, he left PDP to Labour. Now, the people that owns PDP refused to accept Ozigbo as their own. And he joined P2B in Labour Party. And then maybe somewhere along the line, something happened, and then he now came to run APC. It doesn't go that way at times because all the people of Anambra State knows the capacity of APC in Anambra want to win the governorship of Anambra State, the seat of Anambra State. So and they know that the best person to win it is me. That can say, I have been this, not because I'm running. I don't think there's anybody per kilometer road has done as much as I've done for my state, in my state. And nobody I can say, I did it not even as a politician. I've tarred so many roads and named it after so many people. I have 12 industries in that place. I used to be the second highest intellectual level outside state government. So it's coming from the point of my track record, what to bring. The Radisson Hotel that is in Oka, sitting at the best and highest hotel, is built by us. And then we have a factory also in Oka, which is too big and large, that is coming off street. Those are the things they see. And I have tried to bridge the gap between the poor and rich, that both poor and rich can go to private universities, many of them over 1,000. In fact, recently, like a week or two ago, a private university gave me a pillar of university, because in that university I've had over 250 people of poor and the rich.
So why do you want to become governor if you're already doing this as a private sector person?
You know, people mistook what I said about Godfatherism. What I try to say is that I have been supporting people to be governor in Anambra State. And some of them have...
Who have you supported?
There's nobody who has been governor of Anambra State that have not gotten my support. He has never been.
Even Chukwuma Soludo.
So Chukwuma Soludo didn't run with me on the same ticket because we were talking about which party was right.
Did you support him?
I ran on that APC with a dozen Jocos faction.
Yeah.
So, meaning I was contesting the same election to win.
So you didn't support
my supporters voted for Apuga because they wanted me to win because I was the candidate in the election. But the Supreme Court had pronounced it, so it's not the issue. Meaning, if I did not run on that joint ticket, Soludo would have won. But because I ran.
Did you support Peter Obi? Did you support Obiano?
Oh, to start with, start from Mbadiniju. I supported Mbadiniju to win. I had 3 commissioners at the time with his government.
You financially supported them. You gave them money.
Not just financially. I gave them human beings, voters. So let me also say to you, because we're talking to national television, so we say what is verifiable. Since I've been in politics in Anambra State, there are so many. Let me take my local government 1 or 2. No government, no party has won it without my support. When I was in PDP, I delivered those to PDP. When I was Hope, that was unknown, I delivered those local to Hope. When I was ANPP, I delivered NPP. When Obiano came and we have an understanding that, okay, I should join Apuga, and then after I'll contest and go, I delivered that same local government to Obiano. It was in my house that 2 different denominations of endorsed Obiano in my house. With Ndume present in my house. So now his second term also, that was when we went to 21/21. We met and agreed and we worked for him to win. And it was the first time Apuga won those local government for the first time. If I did not support them, maybe another party.
But I mean, those who think that you're a deals man, you make deals, you support these people because of what you want to get in it.
Oh no, I don't support people because of money. By God's grace, God have been faithful to me. I support people who want to bring dividend of democracy for my people.
But you tell them, if I support you, you give me two commissioners, 3 commissioners. I'm going to get this. Those are the things they say you do.
It's not the deal to say that I want my people to employ in government. Every government anywhere in the world, there are people that are professionals that are looking for a job. If you're a leader, I'm not saying they should give me. If I say they should give me, that makes me selfish, that makes me a demand. If I say my people should be integrated in the government, they should be given an appointment, they should be given work to do, I am helping my people with what God has given me. It is about trading in government, not what contract you're giving me, not what you're giving me. Is it wrong to ask that if you're sharing commissioners, that my people should get commissioners? Okay, I also tell you, it was the first time I supported government that people from my area became commissioner for the first time. 3 of them became commissioner.
But you don't have a hand in Soludo's government. Oh, none of your persons are there.
Because why? You know, I was under the local faction. He was his own faction. So I didn't expect him to give our people.
So how do you hope that you can deliver for your party this time around? There are those who believe that APC is not that popular in Anambra State or in the Southeast. You know, the impression is that it's going to be a very tough chew or tough battle for you to even come second in that election. Okay, let me also, I laugh over it because the same people that are saying about it, same people are going about begging and cutting us. But that by the side, it's the indices of checking who and whether parties on ground or not, are the quality of human beings that are in it. Especially the state like Anambra. Anambra is not determined by government in power or incumbency. Is the leaders and their decision where it goes. When P2B became the first governor of Anambra State, let me tell you, Shehu, there was no councillor that belongs to Apuga. The leaders at that point felt that, okay, fine, we want P2B to become. And then at the same time, when Hakim of Imo State became governor of Imo State, other PPA, there was no councillor, talking less of even House of Assembly, talking less of senators. When Rochas Okorocha became governor, there was nothing like that too. It's about if the leaders at that point felt, because you know we're a Republican nation, we didn't do anything from the government, we've been doing some things governors should do. But the question here, even historically speaking, those who have governed, at least the last 3 governors in the before Soludo, they spent 2 terms. And there are those who say, the people of Anambra, there's a way they believe. There's a way, no matter who you are, they will always reward and get whoever in office a second term. And there's a possibility of the same party vote for Soludo to get a second shot at the governorship seat in Anambra. So does that bother you? No, what I'm trying to say to you is that I was just telling you that if the leaders determine what's happening in Anambra in terms of governance and government.
If I would take a bit back, there was 2 rerun elections in the same zone that Soludo came from. Just not quite long. 2 House of rerun. Newi North, Newi South, Ekusigo Federal Constituency, and the Norumba North and South Federal Constituency. The Apuga lost those 2 elections. They lost those 2 elections. So it's not about where we are. Don't forget, I came from Apuga to join APC. Other leaders came from Apuga to join APC. So now, if we came from Apuga, have left Apuga and joined APC, meaning APC have become stronger than Apuga. Don't forget, it is the people that make the party, not the party the people. It's the number of people in the party that determine how.
So you don't think that Soludo can get a second term?
No, it's not a threat. Because one, there are indices, the shake plates, the one who to consider whether government have done well. And when you put those in a scale,
all the Soludo solutions, the slums that he said he has turned into city, the roads that he has said, the opening up of the interiors of Anambra. These are some things that the governor has said on national television.
Can I say something now? I always have to say something about it. When people do the work for the state with state money, and they've done road, and then that road, people cannot pass on it because we are afraid of being kidnapped. And at the same time, some of those also are federal, which if IPC is governor of the state, some of them would have been attracted by federal government. And also, there are some certain needs that people cannot be able to meet. You build a government house, you're clapping. Some of our personal houses are more expensive than the government house. So if you now build a house that is not even as much as how much you have to build our personal houses, and then we'll clap for you, you've done something, can we clap for you?
So you can't, I mean, you are in opposition now. You are gunning for the same seat as Soludo. So I won't be surprised if you say Soludo has not performed.
No, it's not only just not performed, or not. I also want to say to you, Anambra is losing it. Because there's some indications and the society that need to be in place in Anambra, which are not there. And because the person there is unmindful of what people want or what they don't want, is focusing on what actually are not the major issues. How can you talk about security and then you say, oh, you are secure, you are providing security? Over thousands of people have died. Are their family going to clap for you now that you're trying to put security when many people have lost their lives?
That's Soludo's fault.
Yes, of course. If government has started from time to say security must be an issue, it would have been like that. Security has to be all-encompassing. You need to have knowledge of it. I grew from the street, so I understand the working of it and understand where we come from. So those growing up as a man,
you think you have what it takes to end insecurity in Anambra?
Yes, because I know. Within my first 1-2 months in office, 3 months by God's grace from the governor, my people also knows. That's why you had the overwhelming number of votes I had. They knew that I know and I have what it takes to. Because I have investment. Wheresoever your wealth is, that's where your heart is. I have investment I want to function, I want to work. And those investments can only function and work if the place is secure. And those indications that you need to put on ground to make it work are there. It will make us to be what we used to be. But if they are not there, no matter how you look at it, it's not working. On those areas, including human management, it's not working.
So you don't think that the unpopularity or the less popularity of your party in your state and in the region does not affect you? People just will look at Ukachukwu because your name is not going to be on the ballot. It's your political party colors that are going to be on the ballot. You just think that all of a sudden APC is just going to have a swell vote? No matter, and the heart and the spirit of Ojukwu seems to be fighting in the election and winning election since the days of Peter Obi, and those who think that this time around will not be a difference.
With all due respect to my leader, the late Ojukwu, wherever he is now, I think we want Anambra to be better than what it is now. And Anambra were looking for it. Many of them mentioned the person. I remember one old woman one day that came to where they're voting. They look, I go very far from my place. And they say, where is the Kukoma's party? That's where I want to vote. He doesn't know party. He's talking about me. He's human beings. They are going
That's
to
what you are called locally.
Locally, what
does it mean?
Because the wind of glory, the good breeze, the air people breathe.
Where did you get that title?
The treasurers came together, different communities, and gave it to me as a title. Ikukoma. That the wind of glory, the breeze that people breathe. That with me, people have life.
Would that breeze be able to sail you to victory?
It's only blowing everywhere. And people are just getting it, and people are applauding it. But notwithstanding,
are you worried about the Labour Party effect?
But there's
you saw the Labour Party had over 90-something% vote margin in the 2023 election for Peter Obi in the presidential election. And you don't think that is... And this is Peter Obi's domain. This is Peter Obi's state, where he was governor for 2 terms.
You see, let me also say this to you. When we talk about popularity of people in the party, determine where people goes to. And then at the point we're talking about, APC as a party in Anambra State got the people it takes to win the state any day, anytime. And also the people in the state are cutting the APC in the center. If they are so firm by themselves they can win, why are they saying, oh, we're going to do this and support that one, that one? Why would APC government go and now support another person to win and then begging to support them when they can win the state by themselves? Those are lies they peddle. So we have what it takes to win. And we don't have to have councillor to win because human beings are the one that produce councillor. And then that's what it is. But coming to what you said, P2B contesting the election. He's a free Nigerian, can contest. Also, P2B knows very, very well that it's the leaders in Anambra State that determine the fate of the affairs of state when it comes to election. So if APC wins the state and they are the governor of the state, and then people are seeing that many people have been lacking, because don't forget the fact that world over, there's no political party like in America. A Republican president cannot give appointment to a Democrat, no matter how qualified you are.
Yeah.
So if APC now wins and we have ministers, we have other people that have it. And remember what you said about I ran primaries with state of Senate with the wife of Ojukwu. And people voted me overwhelmingly because they know that I have the spirit of Ojukwu. So I can be able to
those who are saying on the ground that you only come distant third in that election.
Okay.
It's like, yes, you are popular. Yes, you have the deep pocket, but you emerge as a distant third.
It is this election, being governor of Anambra State, is what cost it. When I won that primaries, when the election came, we have an understanding. The governor said, no, people say you are running a parallel structure. That means you are going to take over from me, that may not allow me to return. We have to run under the same structure. And we provided money under the same structure. And the same structure worked against me. And my people are not happy. So that's why what happened. They didn't want me to win because they felt that me going to Senate would jeopardize the governor's chances of returning back. So they sabotaged me. But this time around, we are APC as a people. We're resolute and we have what it takes and we have the population. And then why are the people in the state, the party in the state, the governor, the president of the state, cutting us in the center? Begging us that we should allow them and then the spot of presidency. It cannot work.
Thank you.
Because if we can win it, we don't have to give something to beg. And we're going to win it. And because we have programs to run.
All right.
We have things to
We'll talk about your programs deliberately because the campaign is not here yet.
Yes.
But we're talking about your post-primary, we're talking about your primary outing and your emergence this time around. But time will come when we talk about your agenda and your programs. Thanks so much. Nicholas Ukachukwu is the APC governorship candidate in Anambra governorship election, which will come in November this year. Thanks so much, India.
Thank you, sir.
And I wish you the very best.
Thanks very much.
That's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Shunwa Kimaloe. God bless Nigeria.